In England, most children probably start school at the age of 2 or 3, but this isn't formal education, this is nursery school. Even though many of these nurseries are attached to schools, they go into primary school at about the age of 4 or 5, and they stay there until the age of 11. And at the age of 11, they go up to secondary school, which runs through sometimes to 16 and sometimes up to 18, depending upon whether the schools have their own sixth forms, where they do the exams, that decide where they're going to go to university. Well, parents will want to find a school that suits their child, and they'll look at inspection reports, they'll look at the facilities on offer, and they'll also often look at league tables, which rank schools in terms of how well they do in exams. And these are quite controversial because people say you shouldn't just look at exam results, you should look at all the other services they offer and the atmosphere and how comfortable they feel about their child being taught there. Schools have rules to decide who they're going to admit, and they prioritise individuals based on a number of different criteria. These might be something like a child having particular physical needs. If they have a disability, that might give them a priority. Or it might be if they already have a brother or sister at the school, that also might give them a priority. But outside of those things, the main way of deciding who gets in is how close you live to a school. And if you are living very close to a school, if you buy a house near a school, you're likely to be more likely to get in. But some schools use other rules. There are schools which admit on how well you do at a test. These are so-called grammar schools, and they admit by academic ability. There are other schools that have particular specialisms like music or sport, and so if a child is particularly good at something, they might get in. And outside of the state system, there are also private schools, and entrance to those is by being able to afford the fees and also often to pass a test. Well, when families try to get into a school which they really like, it can be very disappointing if they find that there isn't enough room. But it's very difficult once the decision has been made to reverse that. Some parents might go to a private school as an alternative, but really once the year has started and children have started, there isn't much they can do. There are waiting lists, but the difficulty is that once places are decided, if you don't get in, the year starts in September. And if you miss that starting point, you might not want to change school after that. Schools can transfer pupils between different schools after that, but often if you are a very popular school, you're going to be full up and it's unlikely you'll get in.